Liba Hart. Salome. David Liba Hart is a fairly well-known puppeteer and musician in the Los Angeles area. He has worked as a street performer, but has also done extensive work with very popular celebrities such as Robin Williams, as well as TV shows such as Tim and Eric Awesome Show, Great Job. This particular clip is from a 2007 episode of that show. Hart had a reoccurring role of a pretty ill-rehearsed puppeteer singing educational songs with a puppet that was usually pretty creepy. Well, this was scripted and probably done so trippy on purpose, that doesn't seem to change how uncomfortable it is. People are really used to seeing things on screen well rehearsed and running smoothly, so when we see something awkward or badly delivered, it tends to make us pretty uncomfortable. It's like a form of secondhand embarrassment. Plus the spinning stars and the drug addict looking puppet adds to that extra air of what is happening to the whole skit.
Salome! 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 Thank you.
There are also several edited and remixed versions of this video floating around. Many of them make it even stranger to watch as you feel like you're on a really bad trip. Autism Simulator. Pretty much any simulator of a disability is going to be terrifying and emotional. As someone who does not suffer from these things, it's scary to think of a world where we did. The simulator was presented as a game online, intended to give the player an idea of what it's like to live in a world while being born with autism. Autism is defined as having difficulty in communicating with others, and with communicating your own emotions, thoughts, or ideas. Difficulty in forming relationships with other people, difficulty in learning, and certain issues with language understanding. Oftentimes, people with autism not only suffer from these ailments, but also from extreme forms of anxiety, which leads to meltdowns and antisocial behavior. The first step working with someone with this is understanding it. Even though this walkthrough is truly terrifying and something most of us only have nightmares of, it is a reality for some and something we should really all take the time to check out. Here's a clip of the walkthrough of the game. The Cat with Hands. This short film was directed by Robert Morgan and was released in 2001. You wouldn't really expect a low-budget short film to be as disturbing as this, but the stop-motion style animation and the freaky and frayed artwork combined with the overall eerie storyline pretty much hit the bullseye of creepy. The overall plot is about a cat that desires to be human and takes body parts from people who come in contact with him. The short is narrated by an older man dipping buckets into a well, telling the tale of the creepy feline. As the story goes on, the scenes get increasingly more violent and even a little gory as the cat kills birds, steals a young boy's face, and rips out someone's tongue. The end of the 3-minute short includes a pretty good twist, as well as some disturbing imagery involving a man's face. Give it a watch if you're into this kind of thing. Crooked Rot. You have to be seriously creative and pretty disturbed to make 5 minutes worth of footage using only some dolls you found in your backyard and other common household items. However, David Firth, the creator of Salad Fingers, really had no issues in accomplishing it. Crooked Rot is a short film that eventually aired as part of an off-the-air special for Adult Swim titled Nightmares. Crooked Rot is just a collection of pretty terrifying things that happen to these two dolls. The fake blood, jumpy movement, and disturbing sounds make this a very unsettling clip. Many people that view it, and even David Firth himself, has compared it to hell or insanity as it's very confusing and stressful. Firth also mentioned that it was done entirely stop motion with no CGI assistance whatsoever. The process of stop motion takes a very long time, and Crooked Rot is the diseased baby of stop motion art in a good way. This video has made its rounds through the horror community as quite the spectacle, and will go down in history as one of the most disturbing things aired on Adult Swim. Alan Tutorial, and unedited footage of a bear. These two disturbing videos go hand in hand because they are great pieces of metaphorical art created by the same twisted mind, Alan Resnick. Alan Tutorial was a YouTube series that went on for quite some time and got very out of hand. This channel became very well known across the internet for a particular video in the series titled How to Pick Up a Blue Chair Off the Ground.
Today I'm gonna do a new tutorial how to pick up a chair if it falls down. You need is just to lift.
This blue chair is actually present in many of Alan Tutorial's videos somewhere in the background. The overall plot of this series of tutorials was that they were being made by an allegedly mentally challenged young man. The tutorials didn't make very much sense most of the time and were even a little scary, as this challenged man was so often using very dangerous objects and materials. The series really went off the rails when Alan was kicked out of his home. He ran the streets, lost and sadly enthusiastic about the situation. Eventually, Alan was picked up by someone in a large truck and transported to what appeared to be some sort of facility. Well, here he continues to make videos, and we can clearly see his mental state decline even more, from not only being challenged, but to the state of near insanity as well. It becomes clear that Alan is being held there against his will. During his stay here, things get very messy and very, very disturbing after not too long. His room is eventually very grimy, covered in black smudge, and is generally wrecked. Anyone who followed this series was immediately concerned and horrified. There was plenty of speculation over the web about whether this was real, who was behind it all, and what it meant if it was indeed faked. The sidekick to this unique project is the Adult Swim commercial titled Unedited Footage of a Bear. It originally aired on Adult Swim as a commercial sometime in the middle of the night. It starts out as literally unedited footage of a bear that is made to seem like it was filmed by two hikers or something. Eventually, the scene of the bear cuts to a commercial for an allergy medicine named Claradril. This seems pretty normal until a skip ad option appears in the bottom right corner of the video, as if it was being played on YouTube. Keep in mind, this was on television originally. The Claradril commercial ends, but the cameras are still following the main woman as she drives, her car full of empty pill bottles and cough syrup bottles. Legal warnings still flash in fine print on the bottom of the screen. Despite this clearly no longer being an allergy medicine commercial, the woman is driving and eventually meets a clone of herself who beats her, runs her over, and goes to her house to take over her life. There are several flashes of this woman living her life, looking totally strung out and abusing her children. Both of these videos are pretty disturbing in their own way and took the internet by surprise. There's a lot to be said on these two that can't possibly be done here. However, the YouTuber Nightmind has done analysis videos on both of these projects. There's a link in the description.